All right, before we kick things off, I want to talk about the presenting sponsor of this show, and of course, you guys know that's the ice cold 96-calorie Miller Lite, because whatever you're looking forward to this season, there's one thing that pairs well with every great moment, and it's an ice cold Miller Lite. It's just 96 calories a can. Miller Lite is the only light beer you'll want to celebrate with all season long.
That's a fact.
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
Whether you're at the stadium, playing fantasy football, watching Red Zone, it doesn't matter, Dave. You always want a Miller by your side. I typically like the bottle the most.
I'm a can guy.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like a can guy. I like to toss the cans.
Yeah.
I like that crack. I like the crack better than the pop, but
You guys are both wrong.
What is
Draft all day. Pint glass.
Ooh.
That nice foam rollover
that's dignified right there. Yeah. A classy guy.
That is dignified. Someone handed me a tall boy this past Saturday. That's nice too.
Rare luxury.
What? How big?
16 ounces.
16 ounces.
Yeah, you don't see those all the time.
No,
You know?
they're nice.
Yeah, handed me
That was
the
a
old...
nice surprise, I bet. Yeah.
It was. It absolutely was. So make it Miller time all season long. Get Miller Lite delivered right to your door when you visit MillerLite.com/redline, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. Just make sure you celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. All right, bang, bang. Welcome to the Mid Show. Just the original crew today. It's myself, White Sox Dave, Chief. We have Danny over there at the other table. How's everybody feeling? It's the teams are reeling. We're recording this. It is 12:30 Central Standard Time. We're coming off a brutal Cubs loss, which I'm sure we will get to. Dave is smiling. He can't wait to get to that.
Nope.
Obviously,
You're such a fucking dickhead. You have said all along, I don't even take joy in the Cubs losing anymore.
Oh, this is different. That I will take joy in. A routine fly ball.
Sox Twitter lit up. My whole feed.
5 years after Brent Brown.
My whole feed was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. That's a shame. You got to be like, how did this happen? Ooh, tough look for the Cubs. Like, everything was just staggered through Sox fans and Cubs fans.
A big day for all 100 White Sox podcasts in the city.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that enough.
The 108 guys talk about it all the time.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, it's a running joke on White Sox Twitter. It's like every time the Sox lose another game, another White Sox podcast has to shut down because they have nothing to talk about anymore.
It is wild. If you have a White Sox podcast and you've been doing it consistently, recording weekly, every week for 5 years, you deserve.
Yeah, let us know. We could use a White Sox guy.
You deserve something. Genuinely. That is dedication.
That's our show.
A White Sox podcast.
Kind of.
But
we had to shift.
A lot of these people.
Yeah, that's all they care about. That's all they do.
But those are sole White Sox podcasts.
Yeah, right.
Right. There's no inner office workings.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and with all due respect, I think a lot of those are just volunteer, hey, we're going to throw it on because we like talking about the Sox. I don't think it's their job. They're getting home from doing something else and then they record
Love the game or the hate of the game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's cathartic. They have to vent.
Yes. Shield Street.
It is weird.
Podcast.
How many, because I would say the split of fans of the city is probably 60-40.
Probably a little more.
65,
that's what it was.
65-35?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's probably
I would say the split for numbers of podcasts is 90-10 in favor of the White Sox.
Why is that with Cubs fans?
I don't know. You guys are just way more.
If you're a Sox fan, you're reading Chris Getz's 2011 StatCast line, deciding if he everybody knows everything about the team.
I think White Sox Twitter just might be a little louder though, and I guess more relevant.
They have more of a community.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They do it better. They package themselves better.
Yeah.
They interact with each other more.
Yeah. For the record,
I know 50 people just from the internet on White Sox Twitter.
For the record, we did a dog walk that aired
Maybe
today,
more.
and I just want your totally unbiased opinion. Nicky smokes.
Mm-hmm.
Does he give you more White Sox fan vibes or Cubs fans vibes? Danny, you answer as well.
White Sox.
Tom, Lance, you guys could answer as well. Danny, you say White Sox?
Yeah, easily.
I don't think it's easily. I don't think it's easily.
What would be the argument for why he's more of a Cubs fan?
He's a fucking
club
douchebag.
guy, douchebag
Yeah.
that like wouldn't fit in at a tailgate.
He's also
with
very
a bunch of,
outspoken, talks a lot of shit, loves people's demise.
That's the flip side. Yeah,
He's a White Sox fan.
1,000% he's a White Sox fan.
I don't think it's clear cut. Like
I don't think
saying.
it's. I think it's more Cubs fan.
I think it's clear cut as can be.
You don't go to a White Sox
he's-
game
I
to like
don't-
chase tail and like you do that at a Cubs game
Do
in
that
the
regularly
bleachers
in
and
the
not pay
bars
attention
afterwards.
to the
Wait,
game.
You've never
there's-
chased tail of the Sox
buddy.
game or Turtles or
The big difference.
He had-
Not during the game. No,
There is
No,
tail
you're-
to be chased at guaranteed right field.
I'm not
Don't
saying
fucking say
I'm not
there's
saying
not.
I'm not saying there's not. I'm saying during the game I'm not, and most Sox fans aren't. You're watching the game. Cubs fans in the bleachers, hot Saturday. That's Nicky Smokes all day.
Yeah, but
Like, if
Turtles
Nicky
are
Smokes
cork
is
after like, can this be love? Like you're getting into it and singing it with the little White Sox girl in a Burley jersey.
Depends if they win or not.
All right, fine.
Smokes, it's that's what
Can
he's
this be
doing.
love?
but he's also
Win or
20,
lose.
23.
Exactly.
Can this be
That was a
love?
large part of our
You have less
discussion
testosterone.
today. Is that true?
What did you say?
Definitely starts going down after 25. Right when your brain gets fully formed, all your man juice starts leaving your
It
body.
just goes?
Really?
Yeah.
What were you saying, Thomas?
Oh, he's like a devout Miami Dolphins fan, which is like a loser franchise. So
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're fucking amazing now.
big time loser franchise, and he has shown that he is aggressive at stadiums. Which, all due respect to Sox fans,
That is Sox.
you
That is-
can't you can't go a season without at least 3 brawls in those seats.
I guess if he were born here, he'd probably be more Sox.
I would say that's appropriate.
But if he was like looking to pick up a team at age 23, he'd probably be a Cubs fan.
I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, but I kind of thought that's what we were assuming as well.
I thought that's what the question was.
Yeah, like he would be.
No,
born-
I was assuming like right now, like
Yeah,
if he's
like
got
he
to
just
pick a
moved
team.
here, yeah.
Yeah.
Neither.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he hates baseball.
That was pretty fucking hilarious
He's a
last night,
Joliet
though.
Slammer guy.
Chicago Dogs.
What,
Yeah.
like,
I could not believe it. It got hit up. I was like, all right, let's go. That's one
Yep.
down. Got to at least take 2 in this series. And when he dropped that shit,
it's not like he even dropped it. Did he misjudge it
He
or
said
just
it-
choke?
Loss of
or-
life.
he
or
said, "I'm not
something?
going to make excuses, but like the difference between Japan and America, and like the lights are a problem."
I mean, it's
and-
clear. It's not even. He didn't even hit his glove.
No,
I know.
right. I think he just lost it in the lights.
Yeah.
That wasn't quite Brant
Dude.
Brown where he was camped under it and it hit him in his glove. He just dropped it. It was still fucking.
I mean, that's his.
hilarious.
That's his ball, 100%. Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's such a bad day to happen. It's Tuesday. Like you're finally starting to like. It's a new week. You're starting to get over the Bears a tad, and then you just get a fucking ball just muffed in the right field.
Yeah.
It's a little flick to the nuts.
Because now it's
Fucking
like
ninth inning.
you have to like,
8th inning.
dude, and it wasn't just that. Being up 6-0 in the
Yeah.
6th.
Yeah.
is-
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, we're throwing fucking Drew Smiley out in a high leverage situation,
He did it.
and he got it
He
done.
did it.
And then that's
Incredibly
how it,
tough.
It's
Now it's like I said, I could see them losing the whole week.
who's throwing today?
The Cubs got today. They have. Let's take a look
It's
at
Tyon.
Jamison Tyon, who
He was good last time out.
He was. He was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah. I don't know, but it's like
the Braves are just such a fuck. That offense is unbelievable.
Why don't they just rest some guys? That'd be nice. Just
you fucking loser?
what? I want to get in. I want to have more. I want to have a playoff game. That it did feel like a playoff game last night.
It did. I
Like
was watching it.
That it had like that kind of like every pitch. Like when that ball was second and third, when it went off the bat, it was like every pitch you were like, oh, like you tense up for every pitch when it was like when they had runners in second and third, and then you thought that was it. You thought it was can of corn, but it still felt like it had that playoff level of intensity. And I forgot what that felt like. Like there hasn't been a big game in this city in a long time.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
It was not just because a lot of time it's like baseball's on, you're checking your phone, you're like
Yeah, no, it
doing
was
other
locked
shit.
in.
This
Yeah.
was like, oh, we gotta lock in here.
Yeah.
which it has been the last couple weeks, but
Yeah. But
now
this is
certainly a lot different this week when you're playing.
Do the Mets? Yeah, the Mets in Miami have a twin bill today. I did not know that until just now.
How do you feel about that?
First game, we have, let's take a look at the tail of the tape. We have Braxton Garrett versus Joey Lucchesi. Starts at 3:10 p.m. Central.
what do you think of guys with the last name Lucchesi?
I mean, do you want my unabridged thoughts?
Yeah.
Ed might get a little offended and that I'm going to get us flagged for
Mute his mic.
on YouTube. He's a disgusting greaseball and he makes me sick. That's what I think of him.
All right.
On top of that, they have undecided Miami versus Senga. How has Senga been? He's been very good this year.
Well, that's what our guy Nick Addison, our sales guy, was like, because I was lamenting talking about the Cubs with him this morning. He was like, I just don't think. He's like, I don't think they can catch the Diamondbacks. They're only one back of the Diamondbacks, but it does feel like they've run away with it.
I mean, they play the worst team in baseball at 1:10 p.m. That starts in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That is a huge game.
Huge. And then
Luis Patino.
But then he's like, I don't know. He's like, he doesn't think that the Marlins or the Reds are gonna catch the Cubs because they're not playing well either. So it's like, it's kind of like it's almost like a war of attrition. Like, can you like, you might not have to sweep your way in is the point. Because it's not like either of the teams behind them are playing that great either. But last night felt like a gut punch.
It's like doomsday,
Yeah. I will say that I do.
Our pets' heads are falling off kind of day.
Not quite that bad. I still like.
Come on, dude. You got to win that game.
You have to win. I'm not saying that, but like pets' heads are falling off. They're still technically in that spot.
Yeah.
And
all right.
It doesn't feel like when you said pets' heads are falling off about the Bears, I'm like, yeah, like it feels impossible that they can make the playoffs. It feels impossible that there's any future. This team, it feels like it's going to take some fucking work, but it's not over necessarily. But I could see it going the way that you're saying too, where it's like you lose that one and the wheels just completely fall off.
Yeah.
But we'll find out tonight. But it's like they don't have, like the Cubs don't have like loser guys. Like Swanson's not a fucking loser. Bellinger's not a loser. Like they have I feel like a good culture.
Good points.
Just kind of running out of steam and they don't have the dudes quite yet.
Yeah. Well, it does kind of feel like they blew their nut getting back in the race and getting in that spot, and then it's like the dog days are hitting them now. Yeah, at the worst possible time.
Yeah, it does. They just don't want to be a full bottle of piss at the end.
But you need to like, this is like where you're, and even like they were good last night. You know, like they're like Bellinger had a nice night. He also, can we talk about that? How bad that umpire was in the top of the ninth?
I didn't watch it closely enough. I'll take your word for it.
Unbelievable.
Horrible.
You were just poking up from the cave, watching Top Gun Maverick for the 8th time, and you were just lighting off Jerry Seinfeld memes, and you weren't even watching?
Pure darkness.
No,
Pure darkness?
Over a mango.
No mangoes were consumed.
Straight to the garbage chute?
I had
banana bread.
Celebration mango.
I had. If I had a mango, I would have celebrated.
Can I give you
with
some?
it.
You should do Cubs celebration victory mango. Victory mangoes, but the opposite when the Cubs lose. That would be fun.
I'll do that if
They don't make
and
the
when
playoffs.
they get eliminated.
I don't want him to do anything that's going to make me laugh while the Cubs are.
No, but that's like one of my favorite Dave videos of all time is after the Iowa Cubs game or the Iowa game, Field of Dreams game, when Tim Anderson walked off the Yankees and he sang dun, 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 dun. That'll get flagged, right, if we play it?
No, why?
Because I think you're
have
playing
the
the
music
music
in the background.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I love that fucking video, dude. Love that.
That was a fun time.
Troll Sox Dave is.
That wasn't Troll Sox Dave. That was Yankees fans trolling me and me going back at them.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you were trolling the Yankees fans.
That was not. I disagree too. That was not Troll Sox.
I don't
Dave.
think
that
it
was
was.
White Sox Dave out of the kennel at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like fuck you. I hate you. I'm gonna bite your dick off.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what that
But
was.
like that's
Very
I
much.
like Pitbull Dave.
Yeah, that's right. Pitbull Dave. And that's the thing.
I
Those
He's
are
been
the-
fucking
that-
neutered.
Yeah, he has been by dogs don't opt to get their nuts chopped off.
Correct.
Nor did I.
Yeah.
Those are
But
the
it did.
best videos too, where I could tell Dave there was no thought process behind that. He just hits all the walk off, typed up fucking Frank Sinatra, recorded it, and fired it out.
Yeah.
Turnaround time 3 minutes.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, that's
One
exactly what
take.
it was.
Yes,
Yeah.
one take. Like that's the best. That was so pure, so much pure emotion behind that.
Everybody's favorite part of that video for some reason, not everybody's, but one that it's funny. I said Mush Hubs, and then I forgot Tommy Smokes' name for a split second. I'm like, wait, I'm missing one.
Like,
Just play it. Fuck it.
No.
no, I don't want. I'm not losing before we hit 100K.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking catastrophic.
5.
Is this the
I don't know that it's playing right here.
Is this the right one?
Yeah, that's the right
August
one.
12th, 2021.
Dude, that's my fucking. That's my White Sox day, dude. Right
with the,
there.
with the only lights
I was
from
pissed.
the TV.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's my 4-star general. If I'm going to war with any White Sox Dave, it's that one right there. Even just watching without the sound,
It's worth it.
makes me happy. What's your speaking of bottles of piss? You said you got piss earlier. What do you think is a preferred bottle to pee in?
This would be a good one.
Yeah, this
I would,
body armor.
never, I would never piss in a
I would
Yeah,
never
if-
piss in a body
if
armor
you-
bottle,
if you-
desecrate
you know.
it, but
Yes.
Gatorade.
Yeah,
Wide mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one problem with Gatorade is sometimes it feels like it's not enough room for all your pee, right?
Dude, that's 20 ounces. How much pee do you got?
Sometimes
I
it's
can
not
let it
enough.
fucking rip.
If you're at a point where you've been holding it in for so long that you were resorting to a Gatorade bottle, you
feel
probably got
like-
a lot of pee.
Yeah.
It's true.
It just feels like that'd be a lot.
I don't know.
I don't know how many times I've pissed 20 ounces in my
What
life.
about a Martinelli's apple juice bottle?
I mean, it's too easy to mix up the next time. You hand that to somebody like, here, you
So
want a swig?
I read Captain Khan's blog on Call of Duty, Band of Brothers today. He's doing an episode recap series, and he told a story how he was in an outpost in Iraq, in Baghdad or Fallujah or whatever, and he accidentally, I think he said he was mixing instant oatmeal, and it was dark in his outpost, in his little corner of the outpost. And he accidentally mixed it with a bottle of piss because they didn't have running water. They just pissed in water bottles. And he said that after he like nuked it and everything, that it was just like water and he ate it anyways.
Gross.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
No.
I had a dirtbag buddy in college who peed in like a full apple juice bottle. Like I'm talking like one you put in the fridge, and he capped it and he put it in the fridge.
Like a gallon?
Gallon, yeah.
Did you guys ever play? That's fucked up.
Someone
Like you could
drink
go
it?
to prison for that.
Yeah.
At
Someone-
Wheaton North High
someone
School.
drink it?
Yeah, I think they did.
At Wheaton North High School, when I was in high school, I didn't know the kid or anything. A kid whacked off into mayonnaise, I think it was, and he got like arrested and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like
I feel
a
like
news
there's
story
a
and
celebrity that happened to too.
I can look
Something
that up.
Similar.
I think-
What's the appropriate response if you drink your buddy's piss that's in the apple juice bottle? I think you dump the piss on him.
yeah, I think that's fair.
That's fair.
Did
But
you guys play?
Our house was like it was.
It
just
was
a
salad
fucking-
dressing, yeah, in 2007.
Yeah.
Didn't you bring up that movie Drop Dead Fred like a few weeks ago?
Yeah. Why?
Isn't that a scene in that movie that scarred me for the rest of my life?
I'm sure it is.
Drop Dead Fred, I think, pees in like a mason jar and puts it in like the bully's fridge.
Oh no shit.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't. I just remember when his face smashes and the dog poop scene.
Did you guys play Ghost in the or like hide? It's like a version of hide and seek, Ghost in the Graveyard.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. We would play that every night growing up, and the fastest kid in the neighborhood is a few years older than us.
Was it you?
He climbed. No, I was second to him, and he could fucking fly. And my dad was always pissed that I couldn't beat him in races. However,
Faster, son.
we're playing, and he was the last guy that my team had to tag so we could win. And I found him, and we would play at night at like 10 at night when we were kids, and it was pitch black. We would use the entire neighborhood, like square miles, and we would run everywhere. Anyways, he was in a tree, and I found him, so I start climbing the tree, and it's a big ass pine tree and easy to climb. And instead of letting me tag him, he just whipped out his fucking wang and started pissing on me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How old? You said 10?
What'd you do?
I was probably 10, 12.
How'd
yeah.
what was
I
your
just
rebuttal?
got, what the fuck?
That's tact, man.
Yeah.
That I feel like that's against Geneva Conventions. That's biological warfare.
That kind of is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Tact.
Did you pee back at him?
How? He was up a
Pee
tree.
up?
You could
Yeah.
do it, yeah.
What do you think?
You
He's got
need
a fire hose
You
down
need
there?
a fucking
Yeah.
morning hard on.
Against all odds.
It wasn't Drop Dead Fred. I got to mix up with something else.
Freddy
What
got
movie
fingered.
was it? Bully?
It's another movie about like
Freddy got fingered.
an imaginary friend who's like kind of like a monster kind of guy.
Oh, really? I've been looking for a movie, a guy who peed in someone's food for a while, but I can't find the movie.
Actually,
Yeah, it was like the guy worked at a restaurant and like peed in this bully's, like food.
Waiting.
I mean, have you seen the movie The Help?
No,
You never seen the
that
movie The
was-
Help? That's a great movie.
not to my knowledge.
Emma Stone, set in like the 50s in Alabama or Mississippi, and she has this maid. It's all about like, you know, race relations and how bad it was for black people back then in the 50s. But they had this maid who was famous for making this chocolate pie, and her boss was this like awful woman. So she made her one, but she took a shit in it and then like fed it to her, and the woman couldn't tell, and she had another slice, and then that was like a big plot line of the whole movie.
Wait, Tom. I think Tom's thinking of
Howie Mandel plays him.
no, Tom. What happens in the Tara Reid Ryan Reynolds movie at the end when he eats the donut?
Waiting?
No.
Oh, you're talking about
Van Wilder.
Van Wilder? Oh, he eats the cum donuts.
Is that it's a cum donut?
Yeah, Little Monsters.
Never seen it. Wait, is that? No, that's not the
Is that
where
with
they're.
Fred Savage?
No, it's with Howie Mandel. Yeah, Fred Savage and Howie Mandel.
I was thinking of Toy Soldiers.
And they pee in the apple juice in that movie?
I'm pretty sure Howie Mandel, the monster, pees in
Small soldiers.
like Fred Savage's bullies,
Oh, that's despicable.
like apple juice. Yep, I mean, I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, let's pause away from the pee talk real quick, and let's talk about Game Time. The exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, created by fans for fans. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to concerts, sports, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. It's all possible with the Game Time app. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats you thought you could never buy. They'll even credit you 110% of the seat price if you can find a deal better somewhere else. You can also get limited time discounts with exclusive flash deals. The purchase process takes just 2 taps in 10 seconds, and once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone, no printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text, so you can get into the game seamlessly. So skip the hassle and enjoy the moment. Download the Game Time app and go to the website. Enter your email and redeem code MID for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. I mean, obviously, like the Bears are kind of falling down the tubes rapidly, but you still probably want to get your game in, maybe.
Yeah, you want to get one in, you have to. It's an
yeah,
obligation. However, you can use it for concerts,
Yeah.
plays.
Yeah, there's a ton of things. Just hop on there and literally type it in. That's what I do now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, is Bill Burr coming here soon? I'll just
Yeah.
type it in, and then
Comedy,
it'll pop up. So
stand-up.
that's like, that's been a big thing. Like I think Santino and Bobby Lee are coming here soon.
Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to go to my first play this year with Game Time. I've never been to one. I've heard Wicked's absolutely incredible.
Wicked was great.
Play
Hamilton,
Sox
I've
Dave.
heard's incredible.
I've seen Hamilton.
I've heard they're both like piss pants funny, and I'm going to use Game
Hamilton's
Time.
not funny at all.
Hamilton's not?
Nope, not even a little bit.
I thought it was. Okay, well,
When was it fun? Just the King George character was funny.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I guess. Once,
I've never.
well,
I mean, I thought it was.
not at all.
but it's not like
Piss pants.
yeah, it's not piss pants.
I could be
I thought you said we were off the
misremembering.
piss.
However,
Sorry, my apologies.
should I choose to go see Hamilton? I've heard it's great nonetheless. I don't know if it's funny.
It's wildly entertaining.
Yeah. I'm going to use Game Time.
Yeah, whatever you do,
Great
download the Game
soundtrack.
Time app. Like I said, enter your email, redeem code MID, $20 off your first purchase. We could get back on the piss if you want to.
Wait,
What piss?
I was thinking the Book of Mormon. Is
Yeah.
Wicked funny too?
No.
That's like a
Okay, Book of Mormon I heard's piss pants funny.
Yeah,
but
you
that's
know
the
who-
South
you know-
Park guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
Wicked's hilarious. Go see it.
I heard it's great.
It's very good.
I've never seen a play. I want to see a play.
Really?
I saw
Have
it
you
in,
seen a
like-
play?
When I lived in New York for like 4 months, my brother-in-law's father, like, he lived there and like it was the only person I knew. And he wanted to hang out and he was like, "Oh, I got tickets to a play." I was like, "All right, fine." Sounds
What'd you
good."
see?
I couldn't even tell you. It wasn't like it was like on underground. like,
off Broadway.
yeah, it was one of those. It
Hey,
was one
weren't
of
you at
those.
Beetlejuice the other week?
No. I would go see Beetlejuice though.
Shake, Sonora?
Don't say it again.
Beetlejuice. It's like if you say Biggie Smalls in front of a mirror 3 times, he appears, and then he tries to shoot you.
I think that's Bloody Mary.
When did you hear that with Biggie Smalls? Well, that's from South Park or something. Got it. Nailed it. Give me a fucking sticker. I knew it.
That's a great episode.
Thank
Satan
you.
has a Halloween party, and they base it off those rich assholes that throw their Sweet 16s with like Corvettes and like
my Super Sweet 16,
Yeah.
the reality show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My 16.
It's pretty funny. In the episode, they have the Croc Hunter.
I wanted a silver BMW, and you got
Yeah,
me a
exactly.
white one.
He has a cake,
Yeah.
and he asked for a Ferrari cake, and they could only get him an Acura cake, so he throws a shit fit. And then he had a rule that you wouldn't be let into the party if you weren't wearing a costume. So in the middle of the episode, he sees the Croc Hunter. The Croc Hunter, mind you, he literally died like a week before this episode. And they have the Croc Hunter, and he's just walking around with the stingray lodged into his heart. And so Satan goes,
are you gonna?
I'm telling the whole story. Yeah, stop cutting me off.
Just
So
give a
Satan-
fucking episode. Give a season. Give an episode number. and
It's season
move the
10,
fuck on.
episode
getting
like
the
5 or
subplots.
something. But in the so he walks up to the Croc Hunter. He's like, "Hey man, you're not wearing a uniform. Like you got to get the fuck out of here." And then he's like, "Well, it's actually me." He's like, oh, "Well, that's offensive in itself. Like you got to get the fuck out of here." So they kicked the Croc Hunter out, and he just died like days earlier. It's kind of funny.
Interesting.
Shit's wild.
Thank
You guys
for
would have
that.
laughed your asses off if you guys watched one of the great all-time comedies on TV.
Sounds like I'll never be able to fucking enjoy it now because you
Spoiled
just
everything. Why even
Yeah.
watch it? You gave. I mean, that was hilarious. Thanks for that,
spark note to the whole fucking thing, Dave. Asshole.
Dave. You're one of a kind. You just
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted you guys to hear that.
Yeah.
because I know you'll never watch it on your own.
I
you guys
might-
are
I might-
tasteless.
how old? How many years ago did that come out? Did you just like give a plot breakdown of like a 6-year-old episode?
No, it was like 15 years
15-year-old
ago.
episode. Okay.
I just watched the Simpsons episode because I heard it was good like a couple months ago.
Which one?
The one with Homer's
happened to
biggest
that?
enemy, FrankG.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Grimesy?
Grimy.
Yeah, that's crime. Yeah, I
Yeah.
watched that episode. It's fucking
And
really good.
Doesn't he die at the end?
He does.
He
Yeah,
does,
he
yeah.
certainly does.
It's a classic.
You know that one, Tom?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
you watch Simpsons or you?
No, I never really got into it.
I was big Simpsons guy.
Big
for a long
Yeah, it
Simpsons
was
time.
guy.
huge.
But all the lists said like that was like a top episode,
It
so I was
is,
like, all right,
yeah.
I'll hop in. That guy fucking hated Homer.
Yeah, he didn't like Homer very much.
Hated him.
Homer's just a
funny.
lovable guy. Just a guy making an earnest living, working at the nuclear power plant, providing for his wife and kids.
Yeah.
One of his kids is a complete shithead, and he gets a bad rap.
You got any big movies you're looking forward to, Dave?
Movies, nah.
Yeah.
Just plays.
I am looking forward to plays. Shout out Game Time. I am looking forward to Masters of Air,
you
but those
going to a play
cocksuckers at Apple won't fucking release it.
Did they ever even film it?
Yeah, it's been filmed.
Oh.
They were supposed to release in spring and then summer and then fall, and it just keeps getting pushed back.
Should we go
Release
to a play
it,
together?
motherfuckers. I'd go to play. I want to go to Book of Mormon with you.
I'd like to see Book of Mormon.
You haven't seen it?
Nope.
I've heard that's the one I've heard is piss pants funny.
Yeah.
It's Matt Parker.
So it's not
Matt
Wicked.
Stone, Trey Parker. I heard Wicked's awesome.
What about Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat?
Is that going right now? Probably.
I don't know if that's going. That was like I felt like that was in the theater for years when I was a kid.
Classic school play.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Go, Joseph. What's he up to now, Joey?
Joey, I think he's been dead for a little while.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it was Donny Osmond, right? Did he play Joseph?
Oh, I don't know.
No,
The Osmonds.
maybe I could be wrong.
There's a great episode of Seinfeld where they talk about the Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat, and the entire thing is satire on Kramer being a pimp. And at the end of the episode, he's wearing a pimp hat and he's got a cane, and then a hooker walks by, and then everybody thinks he's a pimp. And
Hamilton's only here until December 30th. Just so
no,
you know.
we got plenty of time. That's a great fall activity for Ed and I.
I don't.
Good.
Oh, you can come too.
Okay.
I don't know. I was talking about the audition earlier. What podcast was that on that I was talking about it?
What audition?
It was
The
one
movie-
of ours.
Yes, the
I was
movie The
here.
Audition.
Oh no, it wasn't on a podcast yet. We were about to record.
Oh, because then I saw that KFC and Feidelberg talked about the other day about there's a movie that's 16 minutes long that Scorsese, Brad Pitt, DiCaprio, and De Niro are in. It's 16 minutes, and they all got paid $13 million a piece for.
This already happened?
Yeah, it happened in like 2016, 2015. It was like an advertisement for Macau, like their gambling industry. Like
Yeah.
a new casino
Yeah.
was coming out. I watched it today.
Was it good?
It was 16 minutes. It was like it was fine. It was like a scene.
Yeah.
You know, it was a long YouTube video.
I would
TikTok.
love.
I watched it on video. It was a TikTok, yeah. You would love what?
I got to figure out how to make more money.
Same.
Why? Because they got
Start selling your plasma.
I used to do that.
I did that too in college. That
Did
was
you?
one
Yeah.
of my revenue streams.
Yep. That's a good one. It's like $20 a pop.
You got ripped off then. Mine was like 80.
Just come back all woozy, pale. I'm making
No,
money though.
I would say that I think it was like $20 to $40 depending.
I remember if you went twice in the same week, they wanted to incentivize you to come a second time. So the first one was like 80, and it always flipped based on like
Yeah.
market. Sometimes you wouldn't get as much, but mine was much more than 20.
I feel like it was 20.
I drove out to Aurora for mine. I would do that every Wednesday and Friday. I'd sit there for an hour, pump my blood out,
Sounds
get my
miserable,
check,
Dave.
take it to the currency exchange, cash it,
Go get alcohol.
go get booze.
Sounds pretty standard.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds pretty standard. But anyways, spooky season's coming up. I might go see that new Exorcist.
Okay.
Flowers of the Killer Moon. You're not gonna see that either, Dave. And you're just gonna watch
The
it at home.
Exorcist? The
Yeah, the
Exorcist,
Flowers of
the
the
one
Killer Moon.
movie. Granted, I saw it years and years ago, like when I was a kid. That's the one movie I could not watch again. I was too afraid.
I've actually never seen the original.
What's this one coming out then?
Maybe we should go to the Ohio house and we should stream it from there.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Sorry.
Killers of the Flower Moon, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we should just stream ourselves watching The Exorcist. That
Probably where they filmed it.
What kind of TVs do you think they got in that establishment?
I hope it's like
Like a box
where
like-
they have like wood paneling on
Yeah,
the side.
yeah. Like the grandma TV.
Yeah.
That
there's
sits on the
some
floor.
there's some bar down there by like Union Station that on their awning it markets as having color TV. It says color TV.
That's
Come on,
awesome.
It's awesome, yeah.
I know. Danny and I we went to a motel one time in our neighborhood and we did a podcast out of it, and it was a tube TV. It was like a Zenith.
Yep. Didn't
Something
even turn
like
it
that.
on.
Yeah, I didn't turn it on. Oh, I think we did. We watched some college football.
Oh, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
Watched some college football. There was a piece of Domino's pizza crust sitting on top of the
Oh.
TV. Yeah, a piece of sausage on the ground.
That's the kind of hotel I want to be at to stream a
See, like that's
scary movie.
I would assume the Ohio House is better digs than the Esquire Motel on Elston.
I
in
forget
Milwaukee.
where
hope.
I heard this, but I heard that guy keeps it there because he has the billboard and he just makes a killing off the billboard in the hotels. Like whoever wants to come on over, but like I don't care.
Dude, the billboard game is strong.
yeah, but I wonder how much the taxes are for that property. It's got to be like insane now.
Yeah, probably.
What's the one other hotel? The I Heart Hotel. What am I thinking of? It's on a huge sign. Fuck. Carry on. You'll know it when you see it. Like, oh,
The
let's see it.
iHeartRadio Hotel.
No, it's
Is it down? Where is it?
They just play Katy Perry in it.
The Lincoln Hotel?
No, that's another one with a big old sign.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Yeah.
That's why I asked.
Speaking of like cheap stuff, I did kind of want to go to the White Sox game today. $1 tickets they're marketing, free parking, right, Dave?
Yep.
No interest at all from you.
It's like a rain out game, right? Makeup
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
I
I know you're not trying to support them, but I think it's so cheap you're basically not. Like it's free.
no that it's and I wrote a blog on this. Obviously, the social media team. I guess Stephen Shea? It's not even like some kid that runs the Sox social media. It's just some dude out in New York, I guess. I did not know that until very recently. But
I don't think that's still the case.
Yeah. That's how they
nevertheless,
used- yeah.
I'm not blaming whoever's running the Twitter account on this because they got to do it. However, as a thank you to fans was such a slap in the face on that post, like announcing the promotion. Fuck off. Fuck off. Don't thank me by giving me, if you're like, make it free. Make it 100% free. Like, oh, come on in. Whoever wants, like, first come, first serve, free everything.
I've always
except for concessions.
thought that would be a good promo for.
They did that, I think it was last year at Oakland.
What, first come, first?
Free, and they had like 40,000 people.
Not even free. I would do it like every ticket is $10, but like if you get to your
Whoever, yeah.
Now you know what you
Scout
should
seats.
do, Dave. You should buy a $1 ticket, park for free, not buy a single concession, find a stall and just flush the toilet as many times as you can through the 9
So
innings.
run up the water bill
Yes,
for him.
really show Jerry
What
who's
if I
fucking
like?
boss.
What if I wet bandits him?
I don't want you to do damage to the property, you know. I just want you to find a way. If you could think of another way in the stadium to cost Jerry money.
But like that comes out of the budget for players for next year. They'll have one less bullpen arm or something.
Oh, we
Flushed twice.
we lost money. A big water bill on that game.
What the hell's going on? Why are these assholes drinking?
We're not going after Stroman.
Yeah.
Find the thermostat in there.
Thermostat, start jacking it
Yeah.
up. Walk into little rooms and just turn the lights on.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or you could just like
Take all the napkins.
take all the napkins, slyly
Do you-
reach over the concessions and like hit the beer tab on and just let it
Do you
overflow.
think Jerry knows who White Sox Dave is or is aware of him?
I don't think so.
Why? Because like
Bro, this guy's been doing it for fucking 30 plus years. He is immune to criticism. He wakes up in his satin sheets. He smokes his cigar.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He's
that,
someone who
that
like
doesn't
impervious
He
to
could be
criticism.
immune to everything he says, but still be aware of him. If that makes sense.
He's only like one. There's one person that talks to him until recently. Obviously, it was Kenny Williams, and then like Bob Nightingale. Bob Nightingale's heads, like you say, my head's in the clouds. Bob Nightingale's heads are in the clouds more than anybody on earth.
Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Jerry doesn't use a computer.
Yeah.
Like he's still getting ink under his fingers on the newspaper.
He writes with that quill pen.
Yeah, he's not. There's no way. And that's no disrespect to Dave,
Yeah.
but it's just there's no
Do you
way.
think Michael does?
Maybe.
That's more of a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry's still calling it Barstools.
Yeah.
Like he's calling
Barstools?
White Sox Dave Barstool. if
I wouldn't be
anything.
surprised if Jerry doesn't even know what Barstool is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
He doesn't care enough. Why would he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's so many other people talking shit to him. It's like, oh, him, oh, another person.
They don't need to care about shit, dude.
Yeah.
I told you when I saw him at my old job, right? And it stuck with me forever. He opened up. We were on the same floor. We were in like the kitchen area. I told you this, right?
Maybe.
And he opened up one of those like miniature, like fun size Lay's bags of chips, you know? And he ate probably like 2 handfuls and then he just set it down. I've never seen anyone not finish a personal bag of chips, you know? But to
Wait,
Jerry,
did he chuck
it's-
it or he just?
No, he just said it. He wasn't being like an asshole. Like he probably didn't know the guy. I'm not like insinuating Jerry's being an asshole, but to me, as somebody,
It was a wild move.
Yeah, just, you know what I mean. Who doesn't finish the miniature,
The 6
school
ounce
size bag of
There's
chips?
6 chips in there.
But I was like, for Jerry, it's like if he just wants, he could have done that with the mega bag. He could have like had 2 and then thrown it away. His life is just different, guys. That's what I mean. I don't know if this is stupid for me. Is that
Kind of. It is.
would it be kind of jarring to you
But
to see that?
I feel like the other 3.
I've never seen that.
The other 3 owners are very aware of us. Like we've heard.
Oh yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean,
it's
but they're
just
also not. Jerry's going to be 88 in 4
Yeah, I know.
months.
That's why I thought it was
Yeah.
an interesting question because if there was going to be the one
I
who
mean,
didn't, it would be him.
Obviously, Rick and I had he came on the show, I don't know, half dozen times, and you know, we sold his shirts with his face. Like maybe Rick, like
Said something.
maybe.
It's like we got a problem with this White
Ed
Sox
and I met
Dave.
Kenny Williams this spring.
You like that?
It's the only time I think I've ever seen him not at obviously we were at a White Sox function, but we didn't necessarily expect him to pop up, you know.
Dave was nervous too. Like, you know, that was like
Clammed up.
That was like a hero. It wasn't like he clammed up.
He
but like,
walked by, like we saw him for
we were in an
quarter of a
office. He
second.
walked by and me and Dave lock eyes and Dave's like, "It's Kenny." And I'm like, "Holy shit, it was Kenny Williams." And then he walks by again and we look at each other again. I go, "Kenny."
Yeah, he did
Like
one of those.
this.
He's like,
"What's
"Hey."
up, Kenny?" And he's like, "Hey." It was like a
Yeah,
Wani
just one of those,
situation.
yeah.
Yeah. And that was it. That was it.
I was always confused about what his job even was.
I mean, he was the GM, but like
After that, I mean.
He was a
he
tough
he
London.
was the so much.
But it's like,
came
what did he
out.
do and why did he get
Do
fired?
you guys know Ryan McGuffey? He's I don't want to say this incorrectly, but I think he was like Chuck Garfine's assistant, kind of, until recently. Now he's like hosts the White Sox Talk podcast. He's on air on MSNBC Sports. He does an awesome job. He speaks from his heart, and he speaks the truth, and I love Ryan McGuffey for it. I've known Ryan on a decently personal level for years now, but he just fucking let it rip about Kenny Williams after the firings were announced, and he said that. And Ryan, to his own admission, when he was telling the story, was saying, like, dude, I'm a nobody in the grand scheme of things, which when this happened, Ryan didn't have like some big following, maybe a few thousand followers, he's just like kind of an assistant at the Sox network. Anyways, I guess I forget exactly what he said, but he gave applause to Rick Hahn for something, and it was John Heyman, I believe, was speaking with Kenny Williams on the field. It might have been Ken Rosenthal, one of the bigger names, and told Kenny Williams about how Ryan McGuffey criticized him. So Ryan gets a call from, I believe, John Heyman, and he's like, what the fuck does John Heyman want? Like, looking at his caller ID, and it's Kenny Williams on the other line. He goes, hey, motherfucker, I'm still here. Like it was him who made that trade. Like, I need the praise for it. So there was just constant infighting.
Yeah.
Like Han, like I honestly feel somewhat vindicated about, because I was always Team Han, and until the very end when I'm like, you just have to clean house, because they had to clean house. It obviously wasn't working. But I always thought that at one point the rug did get pulled from under him with Harper and Machado and others. Because he wouldn't have said anything that he said about, like, we want to be in on these guys publicly, because that just sets him and nobody else up for getting shit on,
I hope that Rick Hahn has a beard down to the floor right now in his North Shore house, and he's just sitting there with a bowl of crap that Captain Crunch on his shirt or on his stomach, like just like being like,
I did acquire his phone number, his direct cell phone number, and I did shoot him a text like 2 weeks after the dust settled.
Did he respond?
He did not respond.
No. Yeah, I mean, I just
so
hope
he might
he's
be
like,
on that, like say Guantanamo.
Doesn't give a fuck.
Text him right now.
Phone's in the
Not gonna
pool,
text him right
and
now.
he's just like, I'm
out.
Like, I'm done with that shit. And I say that, I say that in a way of like, it's freeing. Like, he's office spaced, He's like, I'm done with the shit. I don't say that as like, I hope he has a beard because he's unemployed. That's not what I meant.
No, he's
just living it up.
Just like living it up, like bowl of Captain Crunch, like watching, another episode.
I do think
not
that
a care in the world.
Enthusiasm. Yeah, not
I
a care in the world.
assume. I hope that's what he's doing. I hope Edis nailed it, but I assume it's the opposite, and that, like, being a guy that grew up in Chicagoland, not a ton of success aside from the stretch with the Bulls and Hawks on a consistent level for any team. And as a guy from Chicago, obviously grew up a Cubs fan, being from the North Shore and everything, but he wanted to leave his mark on the city in a positive way and be thought on the sports history in the city as like the guy that built that team that actually did go on a run similar or better to what the Cubs did in 2015 to 2020. And it was just the exact opposite. And that's got to gut him. Like that was like his... he worked his entire life. He's got all the degrees in the world, and he went to be a fucking scout. Scouts make dog shit money until you do it for 10 years.
Dude, failure guts almost everybody. Magnify it by a million, being a public figure in sports. Like, that's hard, man. Like, that guy, like, and people are going to be, like, not even making jokes, just, like, making comments when they see him, like, oh, how about the White Sox? And he probably doesn't want to hear the word White Sox ever again in his life.
Ever.
Ever.
I wonder if he'll...
That sucks.
I do wonder if he
but,
will...
it's, play the tiny violin. He's got a fucking load of money. He's got a bigger house than any of us will ever live in.
Did he get a load of money?
I know. I'm not going to say because it's not like public info, but a friend of mine does the White Sox public accounting and told me what like everybody was making down to Jason Benetti and Steve Stone. So I know he was making plenty of money.
Yeah, but
he was making millions of dollars.
But also, money doesn't buy happiness. So I don't know. This conversation could go how it is.
I disagree. Yeah. If I had $2 million a year, I would be happy.
You'd be happy as shit.
Happier than, like, you think I'm miserable, Ed? I would be. You would love my company.
I don't know. I think at some point you just get over it. It's like that's life.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I would never get over that.
I don't know. I think most people are always. I think most people are always chasing their tail. Unfortunately.
So he was making $2 million a year.
A little more. Why?
Because you just said I'm not going to say it because it's not public record, and then you're like, if I was making $2 million,
It was 2+.
okay, that's good money.
Yeah.
But
It
I
was
hope
2.6.
you know,
I don't even
Dave.
give a shit because it's all.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Okay, let's pause one more time because I want to talk about ChevyDriveChicago.com. We were at Chevy this past weekend for the Bears-Chiefs game at Cody's Public House, like we said. Awesome success, great turnout. It was great to sit down there with you guys and talk some Chevy and watch some bad Bears football, I guess. But it was really, the camaraderie was good. The football was bad.
Plenty of time to talk Chevy in that.
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
Yeah.
There was a lot of time to talk Chevy. And the good news is if you missed that one, we will have another Chevy event coming up for the Bears-Raiders game that is on October 22nd. Not quite sure what we're doing yet.
Why
but
don't
we
you guys
will.
hit us up with where we should do it?
We'll see.
Where
Well, we
and
don't know
what,
what
yeah.
we're doing. We don't know what we're doing. So
suggestions.
a
Suggestion
lot
box
of
is open.
a lot in the air. But we will be doing something for that game for sure. So circle the 22nd, and there will be a place so you could hang out with us and watch that game. And stay tuned for more details to come. And while you're mulling around here for the next month or so, make sure you check out ChevyDriveChicago.com, and you can see that whole fleet. Isn't that right, Dave?
That's right, Ed. And you can get your car serviced.
Get your car
Brakes
service.
changed, oil change, filters changed, windshield wipers changed, all sorts of changes.
Yeah, go grab a
Tis
Chevy.
the season for that.
Tis the season. Yeah, winter's coming up.
Winterize your car.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Thank you to Chevy again for last weekend. Circle that date. Go check out ChevyDriveChicago.com. Go buy a Chevy. And, we can hop back into the show. I mean, we could transfer over to the Chicago Bears. It's a shame because now I feel like we're officially at that mark where you're like, well, they are what they are, and it kind of is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know anyone in the world who could be super excited for this Broncos game this week.
No. How could you be?
Yeah, and that's just the fact because because I think if you win, I mean, you want to win.
Yeah. No, it's kind of like what you said yesterday, and I've talked to this with other people too, where it's like it's one of those things where it's like they could win, and I don't care. Yeah. It's like, but then you look at they're an underdog at home against another team that's 0-3, and that team just gave up 70 points. So it's preposterous how disrespectful people are. But maybe they've earned it. I guess they've earned
disrespect.
it. Yeah, you're right. That's
Respected.
the wrong word. But like Broncos are fucking terrible too.
Yeah, I think it's people more so respecting Sean Payton and what he's going to get into his locker room versus what our guy's going to get into ours.
I tend to agree.
That was like when I saw who the Bears were playing while we were at the bar at Sunday, I was like, they'll probably respond and have something for the Bears. But then it's like if you win that one, then their next three are like Washington, Minnesota, and San Diego, right? So it's like I don't know. It's like if I wake up and they're 4-3 somehow, then maybe I'll start to pay attention again. But they just look so lost and terrible, and
no dudes.
It's Raiders, then Chargers.
Raiders, okay.
Well, all right. Let's tease this, right? Mm-hmm. If you lose this game, you go 0-4. You're pretty much fucked.
Yeah.
That's insurmountable. If you do win, you look up the schedule, and if you do beat Washington on Thursday night, you're 2-3. I think people will be interested and care about the Vikings game. Then you get to 3-3, all bets are off. People are kind of buying back in, I think. There's hope at least. Not buying back in, but there's hope. There's a shred of hope.
I will continue to watch.
Yeah.
I watch every week.
But you know what I mean? I think this game is pivotal for.
This does feel like everyone's job's on the line kind of game. Would you agree with that? Because.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I think the bottom really comes out if you lose this game.
Yeah.
0-4, then you don't have this staff is going to turn around 3 days later to beat the Commanders.
Nope.
Commanders got more dogs than we do. That's just 100%.
100%.
That's just a fact. But you win this game, you get some good juju. That's all I'm saying. Is it's interesting if you win this game and you beat the Commanders. That's all I'm saying. We got to talk through all scenarios.
Yeah, I don't think that's impossible, but I don't.
It's the NFL.
It's the NFL.
But that's what hurts a lot too, is that it's the NFL. We just saw the Cardinals beat the Cowboys. Like, there should have been a world where we competed with the Chiefs and it was just not even close. So that's,
I was expecting last week's game, Sunday's game, to be similar to what the Cowboys game last year was, where they gave up 1,000,000 points, but also marched the ball down their throats kind of consistently.
Yeah, I could have seen that.
Chase Daniel did a breakdown of the Chiefs game, like I once doing like those all 22 things, and he kind of tried to shine a little bit of hope in there, I would say, but he'd be like, all right, well, this is what happened in this one. All right, next series. And they always like flash up the time and the score, like from the actual scoreboard in the stadium on that film. And it was like every time they got to the ball again, it was like, oh, now it's 14-0. Now it's 24-0. Now it's 31-0. It was like their problems are just fucking, they're everywhere. I can't think of one thing that they do well. So it's hard to be like, well, let's,
Yeah, they're saying like, hey, we're in a boat. Like, we got a hole over there we know we got to take care of.
Right.
And we got to keep sailing. We got holes all over
It's
the place.
like Vegas Vacation, where he pokes his hole or puts the gum in the one thing and then the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Like, I think I said after week 2, I said, like, I'm seeing the iceberg. Like, we are rapidly coming up on that iceberg.
See, I feel like they've hit it.
You think so?
They hit
And
it.
when I
They hit
said it,
Sunday.
I said that in regards to like a full teardown. Like, Justin's gone. And
Yeah.
obviously, I'm already kind of at the point where it's like,
I
Flus
am
probably isn't
pretty
it.
sure Justin's gone.
Well, he has another year regardless, but trade him to the Jets.
I mean, he's.
Would you do
donezo.
that sincerely? Sincerely asking a Jets fan, would you have interest in Justin Fields?
3rd round pick for Justin Fields.
No.
Not at all. You have no. You don't think Justin Fields is better than what you're trotting out there?
I don't. It's just like a pointless question. I don't think so. I don't think it. No.
I don't think any quarterback option is pointless for you at this point.
Yeah.
You just signed my guy Trevor Siemian off the streets. He was supposed to throw to me last week against Stephen Shea. You're telling me that you wouldn't take Justin Fields?
I would take Fields over Simeon right now. Yeah, but like I wouldn't like want to restart.
Siemian doesn't
and
fuck up though.
I wouldn't want to like rebuild and restart. And like I mean, it just because it's like I don't know if Justin Fields needs to like be built up still. So like him going to the Jets that wouldn't happen there. We've proven we can't do that. All we do is just roll quarterbacks.
Get him back with Garrett Wilson.
Well, I mean, I guess it would depend what we gave up and like how. But I think like the Jets are. I think like the defense there and like there's so many people who are ready to like win right now that like I don't know. If it
So
would make
you'd
sense
rather
for us
have
to have
like
like
a
another
veteran.
project.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing the dark cloud theory,
What do you mean?
where like he's not destined to be successful in
No,
a
he's-
franchise that is the Jets or the Bears or the.
You're
No,
basically
I'm saying
saying you'd
he's not
rather
gonna-
have an Andy Dalton than a Justin Fields. Is that kind of what I'm getting from you? Like a veteran guy who's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know.
It's a really like weird comparison, I guess.
Yeah.
They seem kind of similar, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it seemingly would fit to some degree because he's got another year.
I
and
think Justin Fields' flashes of talents have obviously been better than Zach Wilson's. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the problem is with
way better.
I have no idea what's going on with Justin Fields this year, though. That's why I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. And then if it is coaching, like you're going to throw him into a new system,
Yeah.
he'd be too much of
Chase Daniel did kind of allude to that.
What?
He's like, they would give the down to distance. He's like, we got double comebacks on this. He's like, that is the worst possible route combination that you could have against man. He's like, I don't know why they would call that. And so it's just like,
Hey, listen, you talk about every time you looked, you saw a new score on the scoreboard.
defense fucking blow.
Like, yeah, you change your game plan when you're down 21-0. Like, you have to like
yeah.
slow things down. You got to speed things up. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That fucks things up for Getz. Not trying to defend him because he's been fucking ass, but
I just don't know why they can't do what they did last year.
I don't know.
That's, like, just do exactly what you did last year, but you're going to have better players around him. So
Yeah.
you think the results would be a little bit better, but it's worse.
Dude, I also didn't even think of how.
It's hockey season.
No, fuck that. You felt that Saya in reverse order, Saya, the Bears, and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's a tough 3 out of 4 days.
I don't know how you call a timeout on 3rd and 1, 3rd and goal from the 1. Call a timeout, which let them kind of reset. Like, I don't even know if I would have called a timeout there. And then you send 10 guys out on the field for third down. Somehow you get away with it. And then you send 10 guys out again for fourth down. And it's right where they ran the ball with 3 seconds. And even still, he only got in. Like, they had to review if he got in or not. I'm going to go ahead. I'll guarantee it. If they had 11 guys on the field, they win that game. Also, I think Al Golden, the defensive coordinator, that guy, he might just be a dummy. I think that's a problem. I think Al Golden's a problem calling the defense.
That was he the Georgia Tech?
No, Miami.
Yeah,
Miami
Temple, and then
Yeah.
But he played for Penn State in the 80s, but he has like this fat face, always turns beet red. And then he had blitz calls that fucked him against Ohio State last year. And he had 3 really bad. He had 2 blitz calls that they got smoked on in the fourth quarter. And then on that 3rd and 19, he was like, we only rushed 3. And he's like, we just didn't break on the ball. It was like the easiest third and 19 completion I've ever seen in my life. And it was like, I saw a video of him trying to explain it. I'm just like, you're the worst. So yeah, Notre Dame, not undefeated, but they're a good football team though. I think.
Oh yeah,
They're a very good football team.
I think this week's a tricky game for them.
It's a good showing. They'll still be in the conversation if they run it. You don't think so?
But now it's like I don't think they'll have the firepower to beat SC either.
No.
Like that. I was expecting that. I thought the game would be. I bet the under in that game. I think it was 55.5. And obviously it was way, way under. I thought Sam Hartman would look better than he did. I don't think Estime did anything of note in the run game at all. I thought Notre Dame would look better offensively. So I think all the Heisman talk, all the like, we got the quarterback, we can go up and down with Caleb Williams. I don't think that's really the case anymore.
Yeah, I do feel encouraged that when they needed him, he made the play though.
Totally. Yeah. But that was like the other thing
it's
too.
A big boy drive, big boy touchdown.
And it was. And then on their final drive where it was almost intercepted, do you remember that? Notre Dame had to punt. Mm-hmm. They tried that screen pass. Yeah,
that was terrifying.
Did you see the angle from behind that if he had thrown it like an inch higher, got it over that D end, that guy's walking in.
Gone.
Like 4 guys out in front, 3 guys to block. It would have been like a no-doubter touchdown, put the game away. And it's like, that's it. That's football. And then Notre Dame dropped a touchdown on that, or dropped an interception on defense on the final drive. So it's like, right through his hands. So I don't know how good Ohio State is. They're not beating Michigan, I don't think. So it's like you beat a team who's probably going to go 11-1. Or lost to a team that's going to go 11-1. If Notre Dame beats USC and beats Clemson and wins out, and they got Louisville's going to be tricky, Duke's going to be tricky this week, but they're still not quite there as my vibe.
Yeah,
and I think Notre Dame's going to go through a down cycle here
after this year.
Yeah,
it's going to bottom out.
Well, they're going to lose Joe Alt to the NFL. They might lose Blake Fisher, the other tackle, to the NFL. And then it's like that culture that they had from Harry Hestad of having just like great tight ends, great running backs, run the ball, trying to, and good athletes on defense. They, Kyle Hamilton, they just haven't had like those types of fucking dudes yet. And I'm starting to think that coaching is a problem everywhere. The offensive line does not look as dominant as it did when
why is everyone? I mean, sincerely, everyone he was the Bears line coach for a while too. And then he got let go at one point.
He was Nagy's sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
But I mean, think of the guys that he had at Notre Dame.
Totally, yeah.
The Martin brothers, Staley, Quentin Nelson, like it has become like if you were going to build like the best offensive line in the league, you might just take all Notre Dame guys. Like like they've been that good along the line with Hestan, and then when he left to go to the Bears, they dipped a little bit, And when he came back, they immediately went right back up. You know, Mike McGlinchey, like
Yep.
Alex Bars, like they've had so many guys that were McGlinchey guys that played in the NFL, and or Houston guys that played in the NFL. And now it feels like it doesn't feel like Joe Alt, who last year and the year before, even as a freshman, was like a freshman All-American, looked like a fucking stud. And they don't look as nasty up front as they did. And I'm wondering if he's staying. And it's just I feel like, and then they have this other kid, Jalen Sneed, who's a sophomore. He made one play as a linebacker. He was their top recruit a couple of years ago, and they're like, he just can't get on the field. Like, he doesn't know the defense well enough. And it's like, well, so they put him on in special situations, but it's like, you can't coach that guy up to, he's like your best athlete on defense, but he plays 15% of the snaps. Like, that to me is, they have some, I don't know, like,
I got
little
you.
red flags about Notre Dame going forward.
And I'm not trying to come down on Heastan. He's obviously very well respected.
Yeah.
Obviously, we love Olin Kreutz. He says nothing but high praise for him. But, I think it's hard to – it's a whole change, like Freeman takes over. There's a lot going on. But
different offensive coordinator.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. That was my point.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's going to be an interesting year.
I think they'll win 10 games. They'll split
10-3. Yeah,
I mean, that's a shame because
10-2.
obviously it's good when they're in it.
Yeah, but it's just and I we'll see how the recruiting goes after this. They have another good quarterback coming in, CJ Carr. Lloyd Carr's kid. He's 4 or 5 star depending on where you look. Like, still a top 10 recruiting class. So, like, they're doing fine. It's just like, and I really like Marcus Freeman. But I just feel
off.
something's just a little bit off with Notre Dame right now. Mm-hmm. So we'll see where they end up.
It's a long year.
Yeah.
It's a long year. Team as well.
Nobody's looks like world beaters right now, though.
The SEC fucking stinks.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Pac-12
looks
is
good.
It's weird. It's like fucking 2007 right now.
But no, I think Pac-12 is better than it's ever been in our whole life.
Yeah, it's top to bottom. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. There's not a bad. Cal sucks.
Yeah.
Stanford sucks.
Yep. That's it.
Oregon State's fine.
We
Oregon-
have some
Oregon State's
NBA breaking
What do
news.
we have?
Yeah, I saw Dame Lillard.
Looks like
the
Damian
Bucks.
Lillard is going to the Bucks.
Whoa.
How are you supposed to stop him?
Did they get rid of Drew, right?
Yeah, Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton,
Oh, yeah.
2029 first round pick. Sons, Joseph Nurkic, getting Joseph Nurkic and Sierra Little, Keon Johnson, Grayson Allen. Holy shit.
That's big.
Giannis and Damian Lillard.
Whoa. DeAndre Ayton got traded too?
Yeah, they've been.
I know, like
There's been trouble in the water
I
for a
know,
while with the Suns.
but
they just extended it. They just re-signed him too.
Right. That's a huge move.
Good luck,
That's a
Bulls.
fucking super team.
Yeah, going through the East now is going to be like impossible.
I feel like the Bulls don't even exist. They're just kind of stagnant. They didn't really improve or even try to do anything. They're just like, well, we got the situation where our point guard might not be able to walk, and we'll just roll the same old aging team back out there again. So,
Yeah. No, you're 1,000% right. Literally the only hope in this city right now. I mean, the Cubs could still be on a good path.
Yeah,
I think
Connor Bedard.
the Cubs are on a good path.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
short
they're on a good
term's
path,
looking
for
pretty.
sure.
Yeah.
There's Connor Bedard.
Yeah. Nope. First game is tonight.
Yeah.
Preseason game. It's at the United Center.
If you're looking for pure star power, Luis Robert is a star.
Yeah, but it's just like
But that's
that's
just-
like the problem with
you get
baseball in
lost.
general
Yeah.
because you get 4 at-bats a game, 4 or 5 at-bats a game,
Yep.
and then 2, 3, 4 maybe. Yeah. So it's
Defensive
like
plays,
even,
yeah.
so he's great, but like I think that's just an inherent problem with baseball where Bedard's going to play. He's going to play 20. He's going to play at least a third of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he'll have highlights, and he's gonna be great, and you can already see some of these like scrimmages and
That
highlights.
pass that little backhand flipper.
Yeah. Which it's not like impossible to do, but I just like the way his brain works.
Yeah.
Like he's everyone knew about his shot, but his hockey IQ, like the way he sees
Just
it,
off the-
it's It reminds you of Kane a little bit, like where he just thinks
They're not going to bring him back?
No,
That's sad.
it is. But
They should.
They should. But like the way Bedard is like at that, like, you know, he kind of sees fucking everything. And he's, you know, the Chicklets guys were talking about him being like, you know, when are they going to name, because the Hawks declined to name a captain this year. They're just going to have,
I like that.
they've done that before. But it's going to be Jones, Murphy, maybe Tyler Johnson, but definitely Jones and Murphy. They'll wear the A's and they'll be like the de facto captains. And then it's like they're just holding the place for Bedard. They'll give it to him next year because he's going to he'll be over a point per game guy, I think. And then,
I don't like that, though.
why?
I know they did that with Taves in year 2, was it?
Yep.
I mean, just because he's going to be the best player, does that mean he's the captain?
He is that kind of guy. He's a Crosby.
I took a picture with them. He's fucking he's a teenager.
Take your pick.
You left before the picture.
Yeah, you did.
I talked to him
Well,
for a minute.
if you stood next to each other with your shirts off, you might feel different.
I didn't, though.
So I don't. But that's my point. The guy's fucking ripped. He's like
That was uncalled for.
He is like goes
That
to
was
all
kind
of
of
us.
uncalled for.
It goes to all of us. But he's got like a man body.
You want to compare Peloton scores today?
Nope. Well, we can. I told you I had a bad day on the Peloton.
And Dave's didn't register, so you win.
So that's
No,
true.
it didn't register on my Apple Watch.
Okay.
It registered on the
But
Peloton app.
you want to go again tonight?
Yeah, actually.
Okay. But anyways, he is going to be. He just the way he talks, confidence. He has like some of that Sidney Crosby seriousness where he's just dedicated. Nathan McKinnon, like he's got that vibe where he just wants to get better all the time. And like he will. You could say he's 19. He at 19 next year when they make him the captain, he'll be the best player and probably have the strongest work ethic too.
Okay.
So
in that case, I buy it.
Yeah. And like and he does and says all the right things.
It's like when Jon Snow was named commander of the Night's Watch at such a young age.
Yeah. And he was a great swordsman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great leader.
Great. Yep.
Yeah.
So I think I do think they've got the right guy. Like they've got the absolute right guy. It's just about there's probably nobody on the team right now, maybe 2 or 3 guys total that will be on the team at various points this year who will be on the team when they're good. So it's it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But and people should watch them this year.
I'm gonna watch them,
and I think people should.
I'm excited.
People like I'm working on this with a blog. Chicago's never been a hockey town, even though it's an original 6. We're coming up on the centennial of the Blackhawks too. It'll be 2026. Will be 100 years of the Blackhawks. I do think that we should just lean into the Hawks because I don't know if they're not going to win 3 cups again because nobody does that. But they're going to be a playoff team for 10, 12 years with this group. Like, I really believe in what they're doing.
I think we might have been a hockey town when Bobby was fucking.
Maybe.
My
Buzzing
dad said the
out.
Hawks were bigger than the Bulls until
Yeah.
Well, the Bulls didn't even exist.
That's
the
what
60s.
Yeah.
my dad always swore that there was
Yeah.
even Walter Payton, whoever, Bobby Hull at the Chicago Stadium.
Yeah.
It rumbled.
I've heard people say that, but it's, Bill Wirtz killed it. He took the games off and the team was bad. And then I never cared about like the bandwagon fans from last time because I think, hockey should try to get all the fans they can get. But it did feel like people were like, oh, we have a hockey team again. And it was like the Stanley Cup Finals against Philly. Like people like that's when people came back. So I would encourage people to just like make it part of your routine. And then like all the objections that you have people have as a fan of hockey, all the things I complain about. If you watch 20 games this year, which is a quarter of the games, you'll realize that your eye catches up. You know where the puck's going. All the things that people are like, oh, hockey's bad because of this. It's not anymore.
Can you do this for me?
What's
Can you
that?
give me 20 games to circle that I should watch this year?
Yeah, I'll text
I
you.
feel like that's something that could be helpful to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, look out for this. This team's like on the rise. Future rivalry in the making in this game. Like, this team's got McDavid. Like, this could be.
You know how
benchmark.
Sam's Army does those like EPL season starting if you'd never watched football in your life? Here's how to pick your team.
I am having a Premier League party at Joe's on Weed at Saturday too.
Oh, there you go.
10 a.m. So have everybody come out. You want to come out? Watch a little soccer?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, sounds good. But yeah, I don't know if I should do, but I can do that where I can find game. I'll find games where I can look at the schedule and be like, this is going to be a high scoring, a lot of talent. Like these both teams want to get up and down. The Hawks are going to give up a ton of goals, but I don't fucking care about that. But it'll be fun to watch, and I'll put out an alert for people for what games they should clue in on.
Yeah, or even like that's a good blog. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, look at this one.
Yeah, maybe I should do that every week.
Yeah.
Because if they
and
play
like pick like weeknights.
yeah,
Like
there's
factor
nothing.
all that in.
Right. Yeah, like, and it's like, oh, they're playing Vegas. Like, that's an easy one. That's not going to be a fun,
Yeah.
necessarily, because Vegas is so big and strong, and like they're going to fucking bully the Hawks, and that game might be 5-1 against us. That's the home opener. But if you're playing fucking, let's say,
Give me a team that's going to be decent the time when the Hawks
Yeah.
are decent, like Anaheim.
well, the Hawks are better than Anaheim.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like,
but
they-
like a
like,
Seattle.
they got some young kids who will be-
yes, yeah.
That they'll be the rival when
Or a Buffalo or somebody like that, where it's like, hey, like these teams they're gonna get up and down. They got young offensive talent. It should be a fun night. Like I can do that.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, then. We can cut this off here. Lance, anything?
No, I guess like we're going in Sunday and we're gonna play the toilet bowl, and then we've got another toilet bowl like right after that, and then maybe even a third one. We got 3 like normal games coming up for the Bears that like 2 weeks ago we'd be talking like let's go 3-0, and then like, or I forget where we play the Raiders and Vikings, but
It's after that.
yeah, so that's tough. So I don't know. I've hit a point where I think, and I've accepted, we probably / like might go 0-17. Like I don't know, we might not win a single game. Honestly.
they're not winning 10 games like Barstool Chiefs declared.
I wasn't the only one.
People are pissed at us.
It wasn't
They're like,
me.
you told us 10 games. It's like, you know what? We wanted it.
I'm getting lumped in with that.
I am too.
No, where I said my problem was I said 10 felt like maybe the floor. You had 9. You're 1 off.
I said like 9-8 or 8-9.
Well, you're 1 off. You fucking pussy. You no wonder you're getting lumped in.
I
You
don't
had
think
them
I'm
at
a
9 and
pussy,
8.
but I was still like, but I was very much same with White Sox Dave when he
I was-
tweeted at
yeah.
the beginning of the White Sox season, let's go win a World Series. He knew in his heart of hearts that we're going to win the fucking World Series. And I was basically saying that. I said that all summer. I said, I expect to compete for a wild card. That doesn't mean much. The
I
fucking
even
Carolina
expected
Panthers
that, yeah.
expect where they competed for a wild card in the ending weeks of the season. They traded Christian McCaffrey. They were tanking.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take much. I didn't think it would be this bad, but I thought 8, 9, 7, and 10 was like where we would end up. Now, of course, the week before, you're going to drink a little Kool-Aid. That's all I'm saying.
Got to 9. Yeah, Dan said 10 too.
No, I know.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not. Whatever. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
Fuck you. How about that?
Fuck you too.
Okay.
For people that don't know, Lance is like one of the most optimistic people too about the Bears. So he's
optimistic about just life.
oh yeah,
Probably because he's 6'6" and was a model.
yeah, and he's like 20 years old.
Yeah.
So-
he hasn't been beaten down yet.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be like down like this, especially going into like week 4. Because normally, like even last year, I was holding on for so long. Like I don't know. It's tough. It's just what you saw, you get no hope. Like when Big Cat put out his ranking, like still learning how to play football, like it's kind of what we look like. We kind of look like we're still learning how to do that shit. Like it's brutal.
There's nothing redeeming right now.
Nope.
Besides like Roshan Johnson.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
even then
okay.
it's like
And like Tariq Stevenson can hit guys and then
Yeah.
get
But
himself hurt like
yeah.
right after he does it.
really polishing turds to find out. So whatever. It is what it is. Let's beat the Broncos and
Work
let's,
sucks.
Yeah, shit, we might do it. You never know. We might come in Sunday and fuck them up.
know.
Yeah. All right. Dave, give us one more South Park recap to close the show. Adventureland 1, Part 1.
Imagination Land.
Imagination Land.
So Cartman makes a bet with Kyle that he saw a leprechaun, and if he can prove it, then Kyle has to suck his balls, and then he proved it, and then Kyle refused to suck his balls, so he takes him all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of Cartman that he had to fulfill his end of the wager and suck his balls, but then it got overturned because a leprechaun, is it real or is it just like in your imagination? Like, is it imagination real? It became like it was all talked about and everything amongst everybody in the country. And then in the end, Cartman just imagined Kyle sucking his balls anyway. So it turned out that it was real. So
It's an
it was
interesting
like,
premise.
Good.
It's an interesting premise from an episode.
That was a great rundown. That was actually a very accurate. Dave's like a walking South Park Spark Notes.
Yeah, it is. It's true.
He is.
And that, I
You're
almost
like
called
Mark's friggin'.
Can you tell the audience how great of a trilogy that is.
I've actually seen it. I could
Lance.
attest.
Imagination Land, yeah,
Yeah,
it's my favorite. Like
it's
I think
peak
that's
South Park.
that's like the best couple episodes. Even the one with Biggie Smalls, Hell on Earth 2006, that
It's
one's
great.
super funny too. Yeah.
Did you like Imagination Land?
I liked it a lot.
It was
I-
hilarious,
Maybe
wasn't
I'll
it?
watch it.
I could attest. Yeah, because that's the same thing with the Frank Grimes Simpsons. Like I was looking up like best episodes, and
Yeah.
that's
Imagination Land is like
Should I
everybody's.
it's like top tier.
3G tonight and watch it?
You will. You don't need to know like the characters or anything.
Should I
to
watch?
it.
Should I watch that or the
Yeah,
Republican debate?
I mean, you can watch the South Park all 3 episodes in like an hour.
Danny's done. What? You don't want to hear of another?
Tune into Lights Camera Barstool.
What an asshole.
Yeah, he is a cunt.
I was about to give a send off to
On
Mark's
that note-
Friggin too.
On that note, I got to take a leak.
You know who Mark's Friggin is, Chief?
No.
He's been writing recaps of the Howard
Can you
Stern
guys
show
finish
since
this?
1985.
Oh,
you're,
yeah.
You're finished. Go pee.
Yeah, go
Okay.
pee. I'm talking to Chief.
Yeah.
He's been writing recaps of the Howard Stern show since 1985. He announced this week that he's retiring
Damn.
from the show. He's not writing recaps anymore.
Was he ever paid?
No.
Hey, Rico, you want
Not
to sit
to my
down?
knowledge. What's up, Rico? Yeah, we're live.
No,
We'll
well,
close out the show. All right,
all right.
everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
No, you're good.
Go Bears. See you guys next week.